Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of NC-17. My name is Josh, and today we will be reviewing Final Days Tales from the End Times. Written, directed by a couple different directors. Uh, I'm going to give my rating later. Ratings 1 to 10, 10 being best, 1 being worst. But we're going to kind of break down each story here briefly and who directed it, and we'll go from there. The first one is The Apocalypse Smells Like Cookies. It is written by Ben Harl. Hope I said that name right. I'm sorry if I didn't. It's about two friends who, they're trying to summon a demon, and it's just this one is more like the satire out of the group of films, but it is the perfect way to start it off because you really want to go like that, comedy to most disturbing to horror and stuff like that. So something goes wrong because they don't get someone doesn't get the right candles, or so they think. But definitely the two characters play well off of each other, and you think they were like best friends forever. But yeah, they do this ritual trying to summon this demon, and they need the blood of a virgin, and that comes from the least expected way, but still same. I mean, the story was good, all in all. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rate each story, and then at the end rate the entire film. So this story, for what it was, I mean, it was a perfect way of kicking it off, and it gets a strong 7. That's good because anything over 5 is good. So strong 7 for The Apocalypse Smells Like Cookies. Second, we have Bug Out, directed by Josh Brucker. This one kind of went, like, story is it's a doomsday prepper who's trying to get out of the city into this place he knows that he thinks is safe, and he's supposed to meet his friend there. You don't really see what's going on outside. You just know he has to get to this place, and it's kind of like a found footage one, and him and his friend only have walkie talkies to get a hold of, our phones. Sorry, but he I just yawned. I am so sorry. It's been a long day. But he gets to where he's supposed to meet up with his friend, and his friend isn't there, and so he kind of hunkers down waiting, and then some stuff happens, and what's going on the outside somehow manages to get in the inside. I don't want to ruin it for nobody because you have to see it, and I don't want to make no spoilers. So Bugged gets the ending of Bugged makes me give it an 8 just because it's so bleak. So, but I'm not going to, go into detail because I don't want to ruin nothing. Second is Apocalypse Eve, directed by Michael Gregory. This is more along the lines of the most emotional story, I would say. It's about a couple who are, they're trying to, trying to survive. They're trying to, find a place they can hunker down to survive what's going on in the world. And this one gives a little bit more of a, it tears at the heartstrings because it is a couple and they're trying to, cope with what's going on while coping with, just everything that's going on with them themselves also. Definitely a good happy medium between the first two and the last two. This one, you can tell by each story, it's going a little bit by a little bit down, like a rabbit hole of all hell done broke loose. But the third story was a good one. Just the way that the people who play the couple were going off of each other kind of just, made it more emotional, if that makes sense. Next, my opinion, probably the scariest one out of the bunch. The most horror oriented one out of the bunch, in my opinion. That's called Grandma, and that is directed by Dylan Brown. And what it is this granddaughter is trying to keep her grandmother from the outside world, but not what you may think. It's not. She's trying to keep the outside world, the evils of the outside world, from coming into the house. She's trying to keep the grandmother from going out into the house, out into the world, because grandma, there's something wrong with grandma. That's all I'm gonna say. But I will say that, oh, I didn't rate the last one. The last one gets an 8. The Apocalypse Eve, that gets an 8. So with Grandma, it is, while trying to keep her grandmother in the house, she's also trying to survive. And you don't know what's going to happen around every single corner. You don't know what's going to pop out, when it's going to pop out. All you know is that this granddaughter is definitely in head over her hills over her head, whatever. She's in trouble. She's in deep shit. But yeah, that's. I don't want to ruin it, because if I say too much, it's gonna ruin it. People have to see it. I don't like to spoil stuff. Definitely check this movie out. You can rent it on Amazon Prime right now. Final days. Tells of the end times. Definitely rent it. Grandma gets a 10. Just because it was scary and spooky as hell. And then we have, directed by Ash Hamilton, Contingency. This is where the conclusion of the film really gives you a conclusion. Someone's looking for her sister, and this hospital where they're being tested on and stuff like that. And all hell's broke loose everywhere. There's nowhere safe. There's cult members doing what they're doing. There's demons. There's madmen. There's everything. And it gets to a point to where they have to make a final stand. I will not ruin it, but let's just say, all in all, Contingency was the perfect way to end this anthology. It was the perfect way of, like, just a start to an end for the whole film. The attention to detail in every single one of these stories was so on point. Cinematography good, music good. I mean, everything was good. The effects awesome. Everything was awesome. Contingency definitely did not let down. And I'm lucky enough to have Ash Hamilton going to be coming on the show. I am so sorry. I don't yawn. I am so sorry. But it was definitely worth watching. And I thank everybody, all the directors, for what they've done. Contingency gets a 10. The whole film as a whole, again, 1 being worst, 10 being best. If you got 2 10s, you can't help but give it a 10. You know, and it was definitely worth watching, definitely worth renting. If you're going to rent it on Amazon Prime, please do show the support for independent film and show the support for these directors by either renting or buying their movie. Watch it multiple times. You're going to see stuff you missed. I've watched it twice already because I had to go back and make sure I got everything, which I did. So, that being said, Final Days, Tales from the End Times. This has been the NC-17 review, and it is NC-17 approved. It gets a 10. Thank you. Everybody, until next time, stay NC-17.